So I was going through my notes. I had these notes, and then I got bored, and I started drawing little pictures. And then I drew another picture, and then I had a really dumb idea about a series about balloons that float around the city while trying to avoid the balloon poppers' schemes to pop them. Here's my little balloon drawings. I'm thinking about sending it to Adult Swim. I think I was on like a old Adult Swim animation kick, and I got inspired to draw something like that, like the old Adult Swim animations, and it did remind me of these said cartoons. Now today, modern Adult Swim is kind of this. I mean, it's really modern animation. Modern animation all looks the same. It's like the Bob's Burgers effect. I don't want to say that it originated with Bob's Burgers, but it definitely didn't help the advancement in animation in terms of creativity. Writing is good, it's solid. Shows like The Simpsons kind of curated a family sitcoms in the form of animation, that style, meaning it could be done to have an animation style like The Simpsons and then have it not really be focused directly on the animation. Really, I think the only show that is doing it correctly, where they're taking the animation in the form of animation, being the context of the show, is the show Smiling Friends. That might be the only animation that is taking advantage of the animation for the content of the show, not just like the conversations or the jokes. The jokes are performed in the animation. Something that I don't think can be said for Rick and Morty, even though there's a lot of set pieces in something like Rick and Morty. Overall, the content of the show is still very on par with expectations. It doesn't exceed expectations, and it doesn't divert your expectations. And that's sort of the state of modern animation. Apart from, again, a show like Smiling Friends, which is in its second season, which is top tier, mint. What do kids say nowadays? Do they still say mint? It's mint. But no, me getting bored and writing these notes, I was gonna do a video on like Shenmue, and I still might do that. And then again, like I said, I started doodling and I just started drawing instead of writing ideas. But it got me thinking to, about old Adult Swim animations. And that's what I'm gonna talk about. I have no script for old Adult Swim. It's just gonna be a off-the-cuff type video thing. And, I'm fine with that. I don't even have like my microphone or anything like that set up. I got this nice little camera. I got this camera here, so I'm gonna be kind of like up close and personal and showing you some old clips. I've been watching Adult Swim since 2005. 2006, 2005, I would say, because like I remember wanting to watch like Ed, Ed and Eddie on Cartoon Network, and then I switch it over and it's King of the Hill, and I'm very pissed off, even for being like 8 or 7 or 8. I didn't want to watch King of the Hill. There's nothing that goes on in King of the Hill is a sitcom in the form of animation. Like I just said, it's nothing happens in that show in the form of animation. I might as well be watching fucking Full House or George Lopez at 3 in the morning. I don't know if that's like a certified thing, but it's happened to me. I know at least on a handful of occasions I have woken up in a cold sweat at 3 in the morning and George Lopez be on Nick at Night for some reason. Just woke up from a nightmare and I hear Lowrider of all songs on the TV. But I've been watching Adult Swim since like 2007, for real. I remember an entire summer, I had nothing, I had nothing to do during the summer, but I would stay up all night and I would be forced to watch Adult Swim, because back in the day, not like now, but if you had like cable TV or DirecTV, one of those satellite networks, after about 1 in the morning, it would only be paid programming, which is commercials 24/7. 24/7 commercials. And the only thing that would be on would be Adult Swim. And at the time, they would have the classics like Family Guy, maybe, Robot Chicken. It's okay. It's not like the best show, but it's, you know, it's alright. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Seeing Aqua Teen Hunger Force on TV is an experience that cannot be recreated. You can watch the whole series on HBO Max or a free website that has every cartoon ever imagined. But it's just not the same as, you know, back in 2007, it's like 2:15 in the morning and you watch one episode of Aqua Teen. There's a special feeling behind that. And it was like that for all the old Adult Swim shows. It's not like that now. You know, it's on demand. But having to wait till like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning to watch Squidbillies.
Goodbye, party liquor. May the flowers on this grave be forever getting sideways tonight by all 180 proof of yours. Goodbye, methamphetamine puffery. When I was feeling down and depressed, your fumes always lifted me up.
That's a different kind of feeling. It's the dead of night, there's not a soul up, not a peep through the house, and you're eating a fruit roll-up, watching C-Lab 2020, 12-ounce mouse, and Super Jail. What kind of shocked me is that even for like 2007, I think they still have stopped showing Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Bang a left past the 4-dimensional biometric transfer portal. Here, I'll open it for you. I forgot how primitive you are. You should really get one of these on your show. Oh, wait, you don't have a show. 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 You don't have a show.
But I think Birdman, Attorney at Law was still airing, so that was cool. But all these cool shows, I mean, like, Aqua Teen might have been one of the best ones to ever do it, along with, like, Home Movies. Home Movies, I didn't know until way later that most of that show, if not 100% of that show, is completely improv.
And get me a steak and cheese, peppers and onions, and hots, large.
Do you have any money?
No?
Neither do I.
We'll go to your locker and get some.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. There's fantastic monologues from Coach McGurk.
Coach, do you think I'm stupid?
Of course you're stupid, Brendan. All kids are stupid. Every single kid out here is stupid.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something, Brendan. I got a big test coming up too, but I'm not distracted. I'm focused on the game.
Oh, really? You have a test?
Yeah, a lifeguard test. I'm gonna be a lifeguard.
You're gonna be a lifeguard?
That's right.
You're gonna be a lifeguard?
That's right.
Coach, no offense or anything, but don't you have to be in shape or something?
No, that was 20 years ago. You have to be in shape.
Well, why do you want to be a lifeguard?
For the money, Brendan.
Talk about a slept-on TV show, Home Movies. One of the best shows ever. Complete improv. Gotta love it. The Oblongs, I remember watching The Oblongs. That show really just wasn't that good. I think it only had like one season, but that show would be on like all the time back in the day. And then at around like 5 in the morning, they would kind of show some anime. I remember like Inuyasha. I don't watch anime, but I remember that show being on because that was like the last show before Cartoon Network would actually start showing like Ed, Edd and Eddy again. So that was cool. But no, there was just this like special uniqueness that old Adult Swim had. But even more recently, I rewatched some of the Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
This show is very bad.
Okay.
And should be stopped.
Oh, okay.
I think you're a bad person, and don't take this the wrong way.
All right.
But I think you represent evil.
Yeah.
And your presence makes any kind of progress in the universe impossible.
Hold on a second, Conan. Moltar, this ant has come back from the dead.
And it's so homemade. I think the feeling that I feel when I watch these shows is that it's homemade. It's like a home brew. It's not something that, you know, is curated with like a fine-tooth comb. It has the same feeling as like season 1 South Park, like the pilot episode of South Park. Is how these old Adult Swim shows feel. They have that feeling behind it. It does have a lot of passion behind it, but it's almost like the opposite of what a high budget like animation is supposed to look like. It almost looks like it's thrown together, and in a lot of cases it is, but there's definitely a charm to it, and it's a charm that's not present in like any animation show today. Based on what I see, like Adult Swim animation and these like animated shows are just Bob's Burgers ripoffs. But again, we do still have Adult Swim does still have Smiling Friends, so that's always a good thing because that they really do put the jokes in the animation.
Don't touch me!
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Dude, what the f? Why are you f***ing here, man? You're so old. Where's your wife? Go home to your family, dude.
Very classy. It's a very classy show. But I don't know, I wanted to kind of talk about that because I don't think Adult Swim's ever gonna re-reach the heights that they had back in like the early 2000s. Even though they've had pretty big heights since then, but that little corner of time was just a very special place, I would say. But yeah, that's all I can think of for like I said, I had these notes for like different video ideas or whatever. Just been kind of swamped recently, so I just thought I should talk about fucking old Adult Swim. Thanks for watching. I'll be making that Shenmue video very soon. Whatever.